Let me start with a simple answer. Service provider must automate now or they're risking their future success. We have surveyed over 100 service providers asking about automation level, and the answer was 40%. Only 40% of the processes are automated today. That might have been okay for yesterday's environment, but it's definitely not okay for tomorrow's environment. Our industry is going through transformation, network and business transformation, looking at new architecture model, decomposed network, dynamic network, adoption of hybrid and public cloud. Also on the business side, looking into adoption of new consumption model, primarily SaaS, and overall a higher expectation from our industry when it comes to business agility. All of this is great, but human speed is not fast enough. Look at 5G slice. To be able to successfully deliver a 5G slice service, you need to have an end-to-end automation across all the domains, across different stages of the service's life cycle. And to be able to monetize this service successfully, you need to have a deep understanding of the usage pattern. All of this is a clear indication that managing our service and managing our network using manual or segregated processes is not the way to go. There's a clear need for secure, intelligent automation. So to all service providers out there, you have to invest in automation now or you're risking your future. We're working with many service providers across multiple geography, different sizes, different technology. All of them are trying to balance between three dimensions of success: revenue, productivity, and reputation. Each one of these dimensions bring a lot of opportunities and of course bring some challenges, but Nokia has been working with service provider to help them unlock the value of the network across these three dimensions. Let me give you a few examples, a few concrete examples. Indosat have been rolling out lifestyle services, lifestyle digital service towards a consumer market. It's a great innovation that allows them to create new revenue stream and increase brand loyalty. A great example when it comes to productivity, actually it's one of my favorite, is Synctel. Synctel managed to reduce the time to create services from months to minutes. It's a great improvement on the productivity scale. And while we're on the productivity, another great example is Vodafone. Vodafone managed to reduce the time to isolate and resolve network issues by almost 30% using an AI ML anomaly detection system. Last example I will use here was Dish, where securing the 5G slice was the key element in their brand towards their enterprise market. So as you can tell, there's a lot of examples, a lot of opportunities out there. But really the question is to a service provider, do you have the right technology? Do you have the right products? Do you have the right partner right now to enable you to take advantage of all of these opportunities? Network slicing is a very, very interesting concept. For me, it feels like a Swiss Army knife for service provider. They can use it in a different way to address different business needs. And this was obvious from the beginning of the introduction of 5G slices. We've seen service provider using 5G slicing to increase the reach and expand toward the residential wireline customer using fixed wireless access use case. We've seen that successfully in tier 1 service provider in North America, and we've also seen it with some of the Middle East operators such as Mobile and Ooredoo. But the majority of service provider and their approach towards 5G slicing was to take it and address enterprise market and address the enterprise market by providing private wireless network. We've seen that, a great success story in Orange France, working together with Schneider Electric Factory. We've seen that with A1 Austria, working with the Austrian Railway. There's also another subset of service provider who've taken this 5G network slicing connectivity and build a bigger ecosystem on top of it. We've seen that success with Telenor Norway, where it took the 5G capability from a connectivity and built a solution targeted for a certain application. We've seen that targeting smart harbors, fish farm, as well as military. So overall, there is a lot of ways to addressing and leveraging 5G slicing. But overall, when you look at all of these successful service providers, there's something common across all of them, which is the investment that they had to do. Investment that was done in automation, done specifically in OSS, BSS, security, and analytics domains. Automation to improve productivity. You cannot manage hundreds or even tens of slices manually. productivity to increase agility and time to market. Service provider will have to be able to meet the demand very, very quickly. And automation in accurately predicting the trends that's happening around them so they can be ahead of the curve. 12 to 18 months is an interesting time frame. I remember it used to be easy for us to predict what's going to happen in the next 12 months from a technology point of view, but with the innovation and the rate of adoption, that become very, very challenging task. But let me give it a try. I'll give it a try. I'll try to structure my answer in technology, business, and society. So starting from technology, I expect that public cloud as infrastructure for service provider continue to grow. We've seen a lot of indication in 2021, seeing service provider building a partnership with public cloud vendors. I expect this to grow rapidly. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023, public cloud as infrastructure become the dominant model. Another technological item that I expected to be, mainstream, to become a mainstream, is autonomous network. Autonomous network is an interesting concept that built on a 100% automated network, built on significant assets of AI ML, and built on top of a principle of zero trust. So provide the service provider everything that they're looking for. I expect it to become the default design structure for service provider. Now switching to business side. The line between connectivity service provider and digital service providers hasn't been very clear, but I expect in the next 12 months to become clearer as these service providers start to focus and channel their energy and effort in either building the most efficient network or building the most innovative digital services. And as a byproduct of that, will start the rise of network as a services. And network as a service will rise as a part of a bigger ecosystem that includes more partners. Last but not least is society and the impact on society. I guess we can all go back and reflect on the last 12 to 18 months of COVID, and it was very obvious how important telecom service was. What was also obvious is the digital divide that we have within our global society. I expect that the service provider will play a key role in closing that gap, allowing everybody to have access to mobile broadband. And this will be done by meshing a lot of technologies that exist right now, and technology that's being invented. Looking into meshing networks across high altitude platform, low orbit satellite, as well as the existing 5G infrastructure. Another item that's on the top of everybody's agenda is sustainability. I expect that the service provider will increase the role in the sustainability of our environment. We've seen service providers start to build zero carbon footprint networks, and we start a lot of service provider offering digital services to consumer and enterprise to help them manage their business sustainably. We've seen that in providing virtual reality, replacing business travel, which is, I guess, is what we're doing right now. We've seen that in delivering devices and solution, helping each one of us save on energy consumption at home, at office, and the factory, or helping farmers in actively monitoring their water system in real time to ensure there is no water leakage. So all in all, I strongly believe that the future is very bright for our industry. But a lot of it depends on the decision that we're making right now. Going back to the first question that I answered when I asked all service provider to invest in automation, I strongly believe that the success of our industry depends heavily on the decision and the investment that we're making right now. Thank you.